Hello everyone, welcome back to Prince and Nikki's channel. Thank you for joining us today. In today's video, we bring an updated episode of Project Kofi. For those of you who are not familiar, Project Kofi is a 5-bedroom property, which is the size 8,800 square feet. This project is in Grey City Phase 3 in Amanfrom, and the property itself is built on one plot.
Yeah, the property is sitting on one plot, and the land size of the whole property is 200 feet by 310 feet. So this is a drone footage of where we currently are. A big shout out to Amphi and Associate who were on site recently and took this drone footage for you. Thank you very much. So as you can see, this is looking at the back of the house. This is the back of the house where you got a big terrace and there are some begonias and some flower pots that will go into it. On the top of the video is the master bedroom, which is effectively one side of the top floor. You got a living area also as part of the master bedroom, and then you got walk-in closet, two walk-in closets. We made some few changes at this level. As we go through the video, we will explain that to you.
Yeah, so it's great to see the building from this angle. You get to see from the bird's eye view the sheer volume and size of the house, don't you?
It is. This house is over 800 square meters. That's over 8,800 square full house. Effectively, it's twice as big as our house. So it's quite a
Yeah.
big house on its own.
Yeah, for sure. It's massive. The actual area itself where this house is built, it's great access to the local area
It
in terms
is.
of the roads that come up to it. It's fantastic. You might have seen online, there's other videos. I've noticed Project Kofi is on other videos that's been featured on the actual land seller themselves. So you might have seen the project and the development. It's going really well. And yeah, it's coming along really nicely. It's definitely the hot topic house, isn't it, up there?
It is. It's a feature house. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Anyway, it's fantastic. But so let's just get into the video then. So just to run over the to date, we've done obviously quite a number of stages to get us to where we are. But today's video, we're obviously going to talk you through the first floor block work and the feature block work that we've been done. As we've said on previous videos, it's really important that when you get to this stage, obviously you're always thinking whether if you're working with a client or it's your own building and you've got to build a building for yourself, it's really important that you start thinking about is it your design that you had initially, is it going to meet your needs now? Because some people have designs done 6 months, 2 years ago, so it's always good to review the drawing. So what we always do is when obviously we do one course of block work, which is what you're seeing now, which is called the setting out. And then it's always good to have a review. Once you see them in live, the room sizes, have a look and start thinking, does this meet your needs?
Yes, that is important. The reason why we recommend or suggest that is that the measurements that are done in Ghana, it follows a metric system. So your stuffs are in meters. But most of our clients who are in the US, things are in imperial system where things are expressed in feet, inches. And so it's important that if you don't easily understand the metric system, you ask your designer to convert those dimensions for you to you in feet, so that you can compare to wherever you are to understand the scale of your property or the size of the rooms. Otherwise, it becomes difficult if the stuffs are in meters, and then your basic what you do day to day is not in the same unit of measurement. Is difficult. So I think it's just ask your designer to say for your own good to understand the layout of your property, the size and stuff, can just that convert those dimensions into feet and inches for you.
And also, from my own personal experience, even if you're familiar with the feet and inches, what you design on paper and then when it comes to life, sometimes you see the rooms and you want to make changes. For example, in our own house, the third bedroom, when we saw the toilet area, we actually decided we wanted it slightly bigger because of the way the door would swing. So sometimes there needs to be tweaks and changes, and that's common in construction, both
Oh
in
yeah,
commercial.
the changes are inevitable.
Yeah.
You do changes all the way through your construction project. The thing is, changes are expensive, but if you need to do it to achieve what you always dreams of, don't be scared to make that changes, because just speak to your builder and have those changes done. What you can see here is a feature that is in the front of the property, and what the Mike was doing. If we want to, we were saying, how do we need to set it up so that we can plaster between the block work? So we were trying different combinations to say what will look better in order to achieve the design intent.
And this is where it's important that you come in and check the detailing as you go along with the building, because obviously we are working to build towards the design plan. But sometimes as builders, when you're looking at these details, you see that the features are being built, but actually you have to think, how does it actually work in
There's
practice?
no detail. There's no detail at all. You see it's on a photo.
Yeah, but because obviously the gap between it when you're plastering, and then how much space you're going to gain for the feature. So you make those changes in life as you go along.
I mean, what we used to build in Ghana is just general arrangement plan. Is that there's no real details. There is only two cross section of the whole thing.
Yeah, if you don't go to a proper fully fledged architect and not just a draftsman, because obviously we are working more recently with more fully fledged architects, but they obviously cost more. But you get
You get
everything in
value
the
for what
pack.
you pay
You
for.
get
Is
the
it?
full pack,
You
don't
get
you? So,
full pack.
but yeah, so here we are. We've obviously gone along with the block work. What we've done on this particular stage, when we was doing the block work, we had a discussion with the client at this stage to have a look at the layout and what works on this building. When you face the front of the house, the whole left side of the building is all master suite. So it's all master suite with closet and bathroom.
What you can see on the screen now is a balcony on the left side. So you got two separate balconies to the master bedroom, one on the left and the one at the back. So this is the first day walkthrough. You can see the guys they're chilling there. This is a close of play. They've done today's work. On the left side, you've just seen there is where there was a pergola. And then this video gets sent to the client to see is he happy with the layout. You can see the master bedroom there. Ahead is the left side is the bathroom, and then right is a walk-in closet. Then at this stage, what you can see just this side here is also another feature what goes all along to the roof. So there's a lot of design features in this building. It's a very complicated design.
And this features and what you're seeing on the balcony, the front, and other features why we had the structural engineer review the design when it was given to us to take on the project, and all the initial videos that you were seeing in the footing of why there was so much ironworks and structures in the ground. So if you haven't already looked at all this particular project, go onto the channel and hit the playlist and go onto Project Kofi and take a look at the foundation and footing work, because you'll be able to link up and see how those groundworks and how it comes to life, and why it's important that you look at the structural integrity of your building when you're doing it.
Yeah. So this is our a fixture that we were talking about earlier. Where we're doing the setting now. It's all nicely done. You can now see it in all the photos that how beautiful it's coming. Over here is the balcony. There's a bedroom here, which got a balcony to the front as well. That is the bathroom of that.
So with this particular building, there's 2 bedrooms on the ground floor, and then there's the master suite and 2 additional bedrooms upstairs. All of the bedrooms have access to a balcony on this floor. There's a balcony to the front of the home, and then there's also balconies to the rear and side for each individual bedroom to access. One key feature that's different about this home is that on this floor there is a void area which looks down onto the entrance foyer. There was some slight changes with one part of the foyer that you look down on in terms of the master bedroom, and we'll explain those to you later on in the video in terms of some of the changes that we were made. What I do like about the this stage of the video, and I always say it's important again, is once you start getting to the fourth course, that's when your windows are starting to be formed. So again, it's a key point for you as the person that's having the home built for you to start looking at the windows and sizes, because again, unless you're in construction, it doesn't necessarily make sense or come to life for you until you see in person. So when you're seeing the windows being formed, you might decide actually that looks a bit too small. I want to make it bigger. One of the things that we tend to say is it's always better to leave a wide opening and add block later, as opposed to trying to have them made different sizes, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's this. There were some windows whereby we thought it was a bit smaller, particularly to the sitting lounge, and we discussed with the client. The client said, "Okay, I agree for us to make it bigger." Then the client came back and actually, I've got some designs that I want to do there, so I prefer the windows to be a bit smaller. So I think it's
Taller. We made them tall and
yeah,
narrow, isn't it? So
yes.
it's about reviewing the design, because, as I say, on paper it's very different to in real life. So if you're not sure about when you're doing your building, if you think the windows are looking a little bit too big, I would say try and get down to Ghana and see different stages as you go along through the building. But it's always better to have large openings and then add blocks if you want to, than to try and knock them back out again.
I think it's what you want to aim for. It's natural light through the house. The more windows you have, the brighter your house will be. You don't need to put your lights on during the day when you're using the property. And also when there is power cuts, you can open your windows and get fresh air in. So it's always advisable to get more windows. The planners will insist you get cross ventilation to each of the rooms when you submit your drawings to the assembly for approval. So it's important that you follow those local regulations that have been set down to make sure that the house is good to live in when once everything is done. So we're just coming to the lintel level now. So this build that your door height is 225. It's not your standard 2.1. So the way the design is that you got a very tall doors. So after the doors, then there is a lintel and one block work. Then effectively you are at the roof stage.
One thing you need to think about as well, when you're getting to this stage where you're coming up to the lintel level, you need to always be thinking about planning ahead and how everything's interlinked. So, if you're managing your own project yourself, you will probably experience some challenges that you may have on your own project, whereby you might have to wait for different artisans to come in, or you might have things that face challenges that things have not gone quite as well. And that's important about the planning and the planning ahead. So when you're at this stage now, you need to be thinking about the roofing stage. So on this particular project, where we are now, we've already discussed with the client the roofing that they wanted. So in this particular project, we've ordered stone coated roofing sheets. We've looked at the different designs, and we've looked at the different colour and made sure that they're happy with all that and placed that order. We have talked about on our channel before comparisons that we've done in terms of roofing sheets in Ghana and from our source, which is in China. We've compared the thickness and the quality. Everyone has their own opinion of how they purchase things, and not to say that other people's are different, but what we've done in our experience and from our carpenter that fits the roofing all the time, he does say that it's far superior in terms of the quality and thickness that you get.
Well, what we did, we obtained quotation from roofing companies in Ghana for their clients. So we did a competitive quotation. We obtained quotation to say, this is what the market is saying here. This is the specification. This is what we can get if we buy direct from China. The client decided to buy the roofing sheet direct from China. So that option is there. You need to explore, but you need to do that at this stage effectively. Actually, we offer that. We order that roofing before we do the casting because we want it to be there where we need it. So we'll be in the roofing stage in a couple of weeks time, won't we?
Yeah.
Which we are now actually.
I mean, with this project, it's a turnkey and it's a tight timescale we're working to. So we have had to obviously make sure we've got everything in order. But as Prince said, we always get a like for like comparison. Just because we ordered our roofing from China, we always want everyone to be able to make their own decisions on their project and steer the building how they want it. So with everything that we're doing, we've always going to be getting competitive quotes, seeing how the market changes, because there has been changes in the market in terms of buying roofing sheets. There has been some changes in the shipping costs
The shipping
and
costs,
stuff,
and
hasn't
also
it?
this week I've got emails telling me the steel prices are affecting the roofing sheet. So the prices are always changing, isn't it? So
Yeah, so the
uh,
market changes, prices go up on steel as well as shipping. So whenever we're at a stage, we always get like for like comparisons and ask the client what they want to go. So as I said, Kofi went along with the China. We've ordered that and they're on their way. But yeah, so you need to be thinking about ordering your wood and also just reviewing your roofing plan, the roofing design, and seeing if there's any upcoming details that you might feel might not necessarily work properly in terms of the buildability. I know we've had some discussions about particular details on the roofing slab before the roof goes on, and those are the details that you need to be reviewing.
everything at this stage you review it. What you need to finish effectively is very important. Even if you're gonna wait another 6 months before you do your roof, you just need to plan ahead, get quotations, set up how do you get raise your funds, secure whatever you need to do. I would say if you can buy the roofing, you got a place to store the roofing sheets, buy them and keep it because the prices are just going up. So it's good to think ahead what you can buy and store your iron rods. You can buy them and keep them safe on site or anywhere place to do. Like if we talk like a project Casa Jose, key materials has already been bought by the client and it's been stored away. So you need to always think ahead to protect your budget. As I said, it's it's not that everyone that will have a lump sum of money at one time to say I want to build and finish the same time. Most of us will do it in stages. But if you can push ahead a bit next stage and buy the key materials like the iron rods and stuff, it helps you beating the high inflation that we know is happening back in Ghana.
Yeah, and that leads me nicely into some important things about your building. If you're kind of new into the designing stage or thinking about starting your building project, um, some of the things that you can do now will help you to prepare and be able to save some money, but also keep going at different stages. Obviously, if you've purchased your land, we've said on the channel before, concrete prices are always going up. So it's important that if you can do your fence wall, that's one saving in terms of the concrete you're going to pay now, and in 6 months or 12 months, you're going to pay more. So do your fence wall, even if it's a dwarf wall, not the full height. Do your fence wall, secure your land. That's one stage done and dusted. And then obviously start thinking about buying your materials. As Prince said, most of us who are building, even ourselves, we did everything in stages. Um, we are able to break down the stages. We do the setting out, the foundation and footings. Then obviously the block work and filling in can be done. Some people like to do it up to the ground floor casting, and then obviously you've got your superstructure and different stages within that. So do what you can, but I always say just try to keep going at a steady pace and do key bulk stages with the materials that you
I
have.
think it's I have clients who not building for the next 4 or 5 months, but they bought all the stones for the foundation. Because for example, this project when we started, the stone and the sand has gone up by 500 cedis a trip each. So if you are able to buy your 4 or 5 trips of stone you need for your foundation and keep them all on your side, put it on your land, everybody know that is it. that is there. You save that money in terms of inflation. So whatever you can afford and keep, I would say, if I'm gonna build next year, I'll buy my stones now, my chippings now, and keep it on the land, because next year is gonna be more money. So
Yeah,
if you can place, I'll just say, if it is it's two trips, uh, it's better than waiting to say I'm gonna wait until I'm ready. By the time you're ready, it's gonna cost you that two trip. Effectively, you'll be paid for one trip. The way
yeah,
things are going now, because it's never coming down.
yeah. And I think it's in terms of dry materials, things like sand and stones are easy to do as long as you've got your security and you know that things are not going to be at risk. Do those things like iron rods, all things that you can get and you have somewhere to store. Definitely try to start buying them, and I think that helps with people's budgets. You know, most of us we have day-to-day jobs, and if you're setting aside a certain amount per month, it's much easier than trying to find a large 10, 20, $30,000 to start something in bulk. It's harder for people to then start. So start buying your materials, and then when it comes to it, you just have the labor part of your building. So that's the best way to go
I think
about it.
our own project, that's what we do. We buy stuff pieces and pieces and just try to do it, isn't it? Because it's if you say I'm gonna just take £10,000 now and just go and do it, it's sometimes it's not um, uh, easily available, but you can manage to say I'm gonna buy this month buy 30 bags of cement. You can do
Yeah.
those things and do the work little, because at
Mm.
the end of the day you need to give yourself a time frame to say within the next 5 years I want to have my house done. Then you work up with that. I think that is,
Yeah,
yeah,
even your blocks, you can buy blocks. I think the only thing that you will struggle to be able to bulk buy is your concrete, and
a
that's
cement.
because
Yeah, your
yeah, the
cement.
cement
Go,
because it
it will
goes
go very
hard.
too hard.
So that's the only thing. So things like where we are now for this particular project, uh, once the roofing's on and we're thinking about plastering, but you can only buy in bulk and store them for so long. So blocks, sand, stones, things like that you can okay, but other things that you have to be mindful of what they
Even
are.
depending where you're building, we got people. Some of the sellers we buy for, the big sellers we buy from. Some of them can you can pay for the cement and have them within 3 to 4 months. They will keep it for you once you got the receipts, and then the releasing stages. Because if you buy, for example, if you go and buy 600 bags of cement today, and you keep it for 4 or 5 weeks on site before it's cold on the side, before you know it starts to go hard. So
Yeah.
some you buy them and then you just say today I need 100 bucks, they bring 100 bucks to you. Tomorrow I need 50, they bring it to you. It's a way to control the prices, because the prices is just going up every single day.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments below. Obviously, we have not heard from some of you for a while in the comments to let us know how your projects are going individually. Let us know how your projects are going. What's your experiences on the cost of building? Have you found it more challenging recently? Have you been able to continue with your projects? If you are thinking about building and you'd like some guidance or some estimates, we do have a lot of building services which are on the screen at the end. So get in contact with us for some of our products and services. Obviously, those of you who have watched us for a while know that we do design and build. We sell products that we use on site, such as Sika, roofing tiles, DPM, DPC. There's a number of things. So get in touch and we'll try to help you. But let's move back to the video now and we'll kind of talk you through where we're at and some of the changes that we've made.
Yeah. So this is the primary master bathroom as was drawn. So after we send this to the client decided to make it bigger. So as you can see here, we have increased the width by 2 feet. So that is what the guys are doing now. These changes were clarified with the structural engineer, and we are using a 5-inch hollow blocks here instead of the 6-inch to get a space. So now the bathroom is more spacious than it was before.
And also in the master bedroom to the left where we have the what we had was a walk-in closet and a small area which is a closet as well, and that was also made slightly bigger.
Yeah. Then there was a window. The original there was a window introduced, but that window also has been blocked.
And then here what you see now is the lounge area of the master bedroom what the client decided is to put in this wall here with a window, and this particular area looks down to the void that we was talking about earlier. This originally was a closed wall. However, the client decided could they add a window in so they could see the void downstairs, which shows you the entryway downstairs on the ground floor. So I think that's a nice change that they've made in able to see the entrance. Once we finalised the block work and the windows and some of the slight changes that we've made, we then began to work on some of the columns and the courses that go above the lintel.
Yeah, and also as you just saw, they're still better. They're working on the feature columns. Those originally they were not shown to be there were no reinforcement shown. They were just block work. But those effectively are wind posts. They go very high than the roof, and then they'll be exposed to the element, the wind effect, and all those things. So our structural engineer introduced reinforcement to those. So we got 6 of those around the building, which all have been fully reinforced.
Yeah, and I think those are the things that you need to, when you have a plan, and you need to have a review of the structural, because if you've got different parts that are sticking out, there's nothing to structurally support it. And this is open land around, it's quite windy, so you need to make sure that you have the right support for the building and the structure.
Yeah, I think it's good to have your architect do the drawings for you, but structural engineering is a different profession, so you must get a different structural engineer to do all for you. In any case, when the same I would say the same practice is offering both services, it's always good to get a second opinion to say that there's no omissions in what has been provided to you.
Yeah. So I think in terms, all in all, the building has come along quite well. Obviously, there's a lot of the groundwork that we did. You're now seeing now the woodwork's coming off, and the block work and the feature columns on this floor. You're now starting to see how the whole features at the front and the back of the house are being formed, and you're starting to see the design and the sheer volume of it. And I was saying to Prince that obviously we're slightly ahead of where this video is, so we can see where we're at now because we're ready for the roofing. But it's really nice to kind of see it all come to life, and I think that's for any building project. Once you start getting to the roofing, it brings it to life and you get excited,
It
don't
is.
you?
I think we've achieved a lot in
Mm.
a period of 6 months. I feel like 5 months thereabout. Where this video is, it's a lot we have achieved within
Mm-hmm.
a short period of time. So, in terms of the construction, there is always so far you can go because you got to allow things to cure properly before you can move to the next stage. So, all in all, before the end of this year, this building there'll be a roof on. We'll start talking about first fix. We start talking about ventilation and cooling and all those. Already we began to have those conversations with the client. So there is a lot that you need to be having those discussions to say, what do I need to make that space what you always dream of?
Yeah, a lot of ordering, a lot of organising, but I think it's come a long way. And as I always said to everyone, is um, not everyone can build in one go. You have to sometimes build in stages. But I think if you can start building every different one in a stage, and then get into your roofing. Once your roof is on, you've hit a major milestone. The road is not over. Obviously, you've got the internals and the finishings, electrics and lots of other little things. But if you can push and get to the roofing, and just take a few months break at each time, you've got over the biggest bulk of the hurdle, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're getting to the end of kind of this particular stage in this particular video. Obviously, we want to thank everyone who's continued to watch us and watch the channel. It's been a journey for us, obviously, from building our own house, um, helping others to build their dream homes, and obviously starting up PND Construction Limited to help make clients feel comfortable and have security and warranties. We've been on a journey, and we hope that you enjoy continuing to watch individual projects that we bring to the channel. We have said on obviously other videos that we want to make sure that we continue to grow slow and steady, but also bring quality. So we continue to only take on a number of projects at any one time to make sure that the quality is there and also the skill set and the knowledge. So we continue to do that. We're always happy to help people where possible. Obviously, we do offer a number of services which will be on the screen at the end of the video. So reach out to us if you do need any products and building materials. And it's been great to have you join us. If you haven't already done so, do support the channel and support us on this journey by subscribing to our channel. We do see the percentage of people that watch our channel regularly in our videos and are not subscribed. It takes a little action, but it means a lot to us. So if you aren't, do hit the subscribe button and comment on the channel to let us know that you've joined us on this journey, and we'll be really grateful. So thank you for joining us, and we will definitely see you in the next one.
Yeah, thank you for watching. I guess to me the takeout from today's video is, if you got a piece of land, you're planning to start building the next 6 months, get your stones and stuff, order a couple of them to save money, because it's just gonna go up in the new year. So please start planning ahead, and then we hope to see you soon in the next video.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.